I brought my dad to my GF house for a man-to-man talk her dad requested, and now he feels disrespected and I want to break up because of this. What to do? New account for this because my GF follows my main. I 17M have a GF. Andrea 17F have been together for a year. We are both in high school and are about to start our senior year this fall. I plan on going to a robotics/AI program for college, and I plan to apply to as many colleges as possible, but all this costs money. While I do have a college fund, the deal was for me to come up with money to apply to the schools. My uncle has a mechanic shop and my parents have 2 rentals. This past school year I took a mechanic shop course and was able to get my ASE in engine repair, A1. My dad pays me to mow the lawns for the rentals every week, and I work at my uncle's shop Tuesday through Saturday, and I mow lawns on Sundays, which only allows me to have Mondays off and partial Sundays. Now because of my schedule I have been seeing my GF later in the day around 6 p.m. and if I work the next day I am home by like 9-10 p.m. But on Sunday once I am done working and showered her, and I usually spend the rest of the day Sunday together and Monday. I guess this has been an issue for her dad. I got a message from him on Thursday that on Sunday when I come over he, myself and my GF's brother 19M are going to have a man-to-man talk. When I asked about what he said, it was time that we speak as men and it was a non-negotiable. I asked my GF and all she said was that her dad isn't letting up on the talk, and asked why am I over late or only certain days and why am I just driving around with her. Which is weird to me because I work and my GF should have told him this, or her mom, because she always asks me how work is going. She even came for an oil change like 2 weeks ago. Like, what got me is that we don't go driving around. We drive to the movies, we drive to get something to eat or go to a friend's house, but we don't go driving around. I told my dad what was happening and asked him if he can come with me. So yesterday after work my dad and I drove to my GF's house and they were a bit surprised. It was all tense because my GF just looked at me and walked away. Her dad was grilling in the back and we all just had small talk until my dad just said, "Okay, let's have the talk." My GF's dad was trying to avoid it, saying things like, "Well, maybe some other time, maybe it's not the best time." Well, y'all don't know my dad and he doesn't let shit go for anything. It's really annoying. So he brought it up again. My GF's dad again avoided the conversation and my dad told me to go inside so he can talk to him and went inside. Andrea and her mom were really quiet, but her mom and aunt were polite. About 20 minutes later my dad comes in the house, made some small talk with my GF's mom, aunt and brother, and we left. I asked my dad what happened and all he said he will tell me later after talking to mom. But I have been getting nothing but spam messages from my GF saying that her dad feels disrespected that I brought my dad and I am not mature enough to have a man-to-man conversation with him. She wants me to come today to talk alone to her dad and not bring anyone. Usually I would be at her house already, but I feel like I need to talk to my dad first. Also, it feels like all this is too much drama. I only have like 1.5 days off and I don't want to fill it with stuff like this, and it's making me want to just break up with her. She even has our friends sending messages saying I was weird to bring my dad, and I am missing the point of all this. Like, what point? I don't see anything positive talking to her dad. For the past year he has always ignored me outside of hellos. Should I go over to her house and just have this talk with her dad? Should I just wait to talk to my dad first and then go? I feel like breaking up is just the best thing, because why does he really want to talk to me so bad? Again, it's literally my only day off and I just wanted to hang with my GF and friends, and now I am just sitting here in my room on a verge of a crash out.
Relevant comment. Throwaway_97568. Insecure adult man is upset that he couldn't bully a teenager and instead was faced with an actual man-to-man talk that he claimed he wanted. Constant_courage. This is 100% on. It's not even a question. OP, your dad might annoy you, but he stuck up for you and didn't let the weasel off the hook. GF's dad thought he'd bully and scare you like some movie badass dad, but you dad said, "What's the deal?" The other dad fumbled and floundered. No 21390. It was even worse than that. GF's dad wanted a 2v1 man-to-man talk with 2 grown men, brother and father, against a teenager alone. That's not a proper time and place, or a safe and honest setup for that talk. OP's GF's dad has had a year to get to know this guy and has absolutely refused to have any interaction with him. It would have been so easy for him to get to know OP and then pull him out back to have a more intimate conversation with him, which would have been more comfortable with OP at that point because they'd know each other and probably have a friendly relationship at that point. But he chose to grab your son and corner the boyfriend in a setting that he made as tense as possible by being absent for a year and then throwing an entire event for the conversation. OP, bringing your father was a very smart move. You're working your butt off and getting through school. Focus on that for now. The time will be right soon enough to date seriously, and then you can truly be prepared to deal with these situations on your own.
Update. I spoke with my dad and it's pretty much what everyone is saying. The conversation with my dad. Her dad went something like this according to my dad. Her dad's name is Bill for the story. So my dad asked him what is the conversation about, and Bill said that we are teenagers and he wanted to have a talk with me about respecting his daughter and all that. My dad agreed that sex talks is important for teenagers, respect and time and place, but he disagreed that the conversation needs to come from him, Bill, because he isn't active in the relationship. My dad told him for the whole year that we have been together as a family he has never participated, not in dinners, family BBQs, meeting each other let alone speaking to each other. That my dad and my mom have Kathy's number, GF mom, and they are in a GC to discuss like taking all of us to the community pool, movies or like when we all went Six Flags, and that anytime Bill is around he just ignores everyone. That I am a good kid and is being raised right, while his intentions are good but he is in the wrong. That he also needs to speak to my GF about consent, respect precautions as well, and as parents together have a conversation with us to ensure the adults are on the same page as well. They went back and forth a bit more and my dad offered for him to still have a talk with me in my dad's presence to ensure we speak in a healthy manner, and Bill declined. That it's his house and he will speak to anyone anyway he wants. That is where it kinda went downhill because again my dad doesn't let shit go. He said he agreed that it is his house and he can speak however he wants, but that I was his son and I have not disrespected him or his family, and he doesn't allow for anyone to speak to me in any way, so if he can't be an adult and have an adult conversation then there will be no more conversations. That's when my dad came back inside and told me to leave with him. He waited to speak to my mom because she called Kathy and Kathy said it was unfortunate but her husband is stubborn and a hothead, her words, that she doesn't agree with her husband but that he needs time to cool off because he throws tantrums if he doesn't get to say what he wants, and more than likely I will not be able to come over until I apologize to him and listen to what he says and let it go in one ear and out the other like they do. After some more talking with my friend and parents and reading these comments, I have no feelings to hear him out. I feel like he will just disrespect me and talk down to me, and I don't like that because my parents don't even speak to me that way. Why would I let basically a stranger speak to me that way? I haven't done anything to him or them to be in this drama. Anyway, I am breaking up with my GF and blocking her and anyone who tries to harass me on this. Just to say as well, people mentioned if it's trust, he doesn't trust me. Where are we in the relationship? I just got a car this year because I was going to start working. Also MYY family and I, mom, dad, 2 younger siblings, and my GF, her mom and younger sister all went to a whole other city for a weekend for Six Flags. Her mom trusted me alone with my GF and her dad just never was there. He didn't want to come, he went fishing. I have spent the night at her house. I slept in the living room. They have a camera in the living room because I went with them early in the morning to go tubing, floating down the river, and back home, so I don't think it's trust from them. But if he wanted to get to know me, there have been plenty of opportunities, and when I was over for dinner he would eat with my GF's mom, get up and walk to the living room, and we would eat with her sister, and her mom was cleaning up in the kitchen. He purposely avoided any interaction with me for the past year. Reading Andrea's messages, she is crashing out right now. She keeps saying just let her dad talk and everything will be fine, but honestly her friends are calling me a coward, and honestly this is just exhausting. Yes, we were together for a year, but since none of us had a car we only saw each other at school or if my parents or her mom would pick us up or drop us off or made group activities. I am not sure why her dad is focused on this now. Maybe it is because I have a car, but I don't think we are in a place in our relationship for me to argue, take it from her dad. I am learning how to manage relationships and this is too much for me at this moment. My dad told me he had to deal with an ex's father like this, and it never ends well because you either stand up for yourself and your GF and cause family drama or you let yourself get railroaded.